of choice, as I just said a while ago, is shifting from organizations to candidates. Everyone is talking about how the talent market has become more candidate driven and how the right candidate on average already has a job offer as they consider more opportunities. Do you see a similar trend in your industry? And what are some of the current challenges that you see in attracting talent in your sector and specifically in your organization, Emad?
Yeah. Well, see, the market is really very challenging, and the let's say the competitors are really aggressively try to acquire or to bring such talented people to their workforce. And definitely MBK is one of those prestigious organizations within Kuwait and the GCC region, as well as, you know, that we have a footprint on the globe. So it's really challenging with the, you know, if we just follow the supply and demand concept, we know that the demand is extremely high, which is from whether it's from MBK or its competitor, and even from other industries related to, like telecommunication, real estate, and so on. Those big conglomerate that they would like actually to acquire the talented people. We can add to that the recent fintech competition that really rise on the stage with such big organization. So in order to really be an employer of choice, let's say, to the candidates, we've tried to communicate MBK more oftenly, and we try to make sure that the candidate understand what does MBK or what can MBK offer them. Because at the end, the candidate will have several offers in their hands, and then they start to measure where is the benefit or where they can benefit more in which organization. So we try to create a great experience actually when we engage with such candidates, because the experience, we believe that the experience itself will be a great motivation or a great driver for such candidate to join any organization. And hence we try to be away from the traditional way of engaging candidate, the traditional way of conducting interviews that let's say HR or organization used to do so. And we always try to find the required skills for the right, let's say, or for a specific role, because at the end, it's very important to us to find the right fit with the right, let's say, values, with the right know-how and skill set in order to fulfill the job. Moreover, we are more into a structured interviews that really has a set of questions that fulfill the, let's say, the job fit, fulfill or examine the right way the candidate skill set in order to have the proper evaluation if this individual really fit for that role in our organization. And moreover, to have, let's say, two-way of communication for the candidate. In the past, we've noticed that it is only the recruiter provide questions for the candidate. Meanwhile, we are trying to create that interaction environment between us as a recruiters versus the candidates. And definitely, we embed in that let's say, the employee well-being concept during the interview, and try to market the organization, not only the job itself, the total organization, because at the end, MBK, it's not a specific role that, or the person will be not involved only a specific role. That person will be handling his or her team, as well as his relation would be more dynamic within a bigger family. So we'll try our best always to create that perception or that feeling with the candidate that this is a place that really would like to be a part of it, to success such a, or let's say to achieve such success and be part of the success story.
Absolutely. Such great thoughts. Thank you so much, Emad. I totally agree with you. In the times that we are living in today, organizations have to become employers of choice. They have to build an employer brand for themselves if they want to attract the best of talent when there's so much competition around. And in order to do so, I totally resonate with the fact that creating an overall employee experience which has all these aspects taken care of, be it well-being, be it their learning, being the purpose that they have, what value are we going to add to their careers? That's going to be very important if you want to attract the right kind of talent.
Yeah, in 2018, actually, I've managed to convince the management to implement the employee value proposition. Yes. And we've contracted one of the really reputable vendors to help us in build up the, let's say, if we would like to communicate MBK to the external client, whether they are customers or even a potential candidate for MBK. And as well as we would like to communicate MBK for the internal client, which is our employee, our main, let's say, fortune. And after the exercise, we reached out that MBK employee value proposition built up on 3 pillars. One of them is, I think it's extremely important to the candidates that we are considered as accelerated learning environment. And we really encourage to enhance your skills and also build up your knowledge through whether a personal effort or support from MBK by sending people or investing in their people accordingly.
Yes, I think that's a very great point. Again, investing in your people, encouraging people to upskill themselves, to learn, to have a learning journey for themselves that impacts their career, adds value to them as individuals, and also adds value to the organization overall. I think these are some really key points. So thank you so much for sharing that, Emad. Also, Emad, we spoke a lot about how it's time that there's a lot of war for talent already happening. And we've seen that the great resignation impacted various countries across the globe and left millions of employees changing their careers or employers. According to various reports, though, GCC can expect the great resignation to hit this year, maybe. How do you plan to approach, or how are you gearing up for a situation like the great resignation if that may occur?
Well, I think we are not isolated from the globe. The great resignation effect is happening maybe in certain areas in the world more than the region, but yet we cannot, let's say, deny that we don't have such effect in Kuwait or in GCC as well. And again, with fintechs comes in with new work concepts been established after the pandemic. Today, one of the concepts, which is work from home, or let's say to reduce the working hours for certain industries. And we've seen countries that in the region, they do 4 days a week, rather than the classical way of 5 days a week, or some industry that they do 6 days a week. That really makes us to think in a way how to face such pressure on the workforce, whether it in an MBK in Kuwait as a local location, or even in the international location. And we do believe that as much as we work out to build up loyalty and engagement among our workforce, then that would be only the let's say, the safe haven of MBK. And to tell you the truth, I think we are doing a great job in that particular aspect.
Mm-hmm.
And we know that by evidence, because we've done employee engagement survey in 2019 before the pandemic. And we are just done from the second one, because we have a strategy to do every 2 years to really measure the employee engagement level within MBK and within the international location. And to compare ourselves with the global financial norms, we are above the norms by 8%, which is, this is a great status that we have. And that comes through, let's say, a lot of activities that we are doing within MBK. Some of it related to developing or promoting the sense of belonging for our employees, and consider MBK as a family rather than an employer. This is one issue. We take care of the employee well-being, and we done several things or ton of things, whether it prior the pandemic, through the pandemic, and post-pandemic. We take care of our mental health of our employee. We did a lot of social intervention with our employees that really provide the employee that MBK executive management or the board of directors really cares about you. We don't see you only as a workforce. Actually, we see you as partners that allows MBK to continue their being a pioneer in the banking industry in the region. So with that, I think we've managed to create that type of stickiness between the employees and the MBK brand as well. We feel that they are very proud to be part of MBK. We have a lot of, let's say, non-monetary recognition programs, like the most valuable player within the departments. Also, we have the program of I Am MBK, and that program is built on 8 principles that we would like to see our employees practices on daily basis. And definitely, we provide, first of all, fairness among the work environment. We are one of the, let's say, pioneers of having the gender inclusivity, that we have the opportunity for women to be empowered and have, let's say, the opportunity to grow and be leaders within the organization. It is great information that I would like to share with you. Recently, we have a representation for women in our board of directors. The deputy of group the deputy of group chief executive officer in National Bank of Kuwait, she's a woman. The representation of women in the supervisory level and managerial level is 30% of our workforce. Also, the total workforce, we have 45% women. So that tells you a lot. If such healthy environment that allow people from fairness perspective that they have the opportunity to grow, we provide them with the right, let's say, tools to enhance their capability, their skills, they uplift their skills in order to make them successful individuals within the organization. That really makes our people, or let's say our valued people, to think not twice and 3 times when they are leaving. So we do believe that financial is an important thing, but it is not the main driver to have such loyalty and stickiness between talents and their organization.
Absolutely, Emad. I so agree with you. I think the kind of generations that are now working together at the workplace, their expectations and aspirations have really changed in the past few years. As you said, it's no longer about monetary benefits. It's about what kind of meaning are we giving to them? What purpose do they find while working for an
Yeah.
organization? How is their well-being taken care of? How is their journey being planned? What are the learning opportunities in an organization? So overall, if at the examples that you give from NBK, I think it's really interesting to know that the bank is working so hard in creating that stickiness, loyalty, that belongingness between their people and the leadership and the organization. So I think that'll go a long way in proving how that you are an employer of choice. So thanks for sharing that. Coming back to our original point of discussion here, Emad, we are talking a lot about upskilling, learning, reskilling, building career paths. How do you see the role of upskilling and building career paths as a talent retention tool? And any learning or upskilling initiatives that your organization has adopted with a view to attracting and retaining employees that you could share with us?
Yeah. Today, I can say that MBK has let's say, the bigger budget to invest in people, which is we spend it on the training and development and people learning within MBK, and that's again it's a great opportunity for those who really appreciate self-learning and development and enhancing their capability. Now, one of the things that we would like always to be clear about it with our employees and workforce is that they have a clear career path. And that career path is not hidden here and there. I do believe that a lot of organizations, they have that career path, but are they communicating that career path to their employees? Is it accessible for them? Is it available without, let's say, paying a specific effort in order to find such clarity? And this is where we try to become an extreme transparent with our employee and make them really see their future and what does it take to be in that let's say place, and what should they do actually in order to accomplish their challenges. Now we have plenty of intervention that really handle the let's say the mass of workforce of MBK, and there is also specific programs that we offer talented people. At the end, what we would like to see in the MBK workforce, that they are all talented, but the fact is not. And we try to always create that competition that you might become a part of the talent pool, yet you are not guaranteed to be in the talent pool because you need to work hard to consider yourself within or amongst the elite within the workforce. So therefore, we have several programs that really designed in a way to accomplish our strategic goals, which is create future leaders in order to have a sustainable achievement or success within the current situation, whether it from regular competition that we see in the market, or even the geopolitical tension that we see it sometimes. Because, you know, geopolitical situation sometimes put a pressure on the whole region not to be attractive for talents. And by compensating that with an opportunity to grow, an opportunity that you can, let's say, build up your capabilities and become something special and might be a unique commodity within the business industry, then I think this is the people where we would like to go. Now, I would like to share with you that we have several programs like MBK Academy, which is it is specifically designed for fresh graduates. And this program were designed based on our monitoring an attrition rate happened among, let's say, high GPA graduates. And we discovered that there is a gap between the theoretical part and the practical part. So people comes with a high GPA, but they don't have the knowledge or enough knowledge in how to implement such theory in the practical world. So we made the program, which is MBK Academy, to bridge that gap. So far, we've seen that after we implement that program, now that program it's on the 14th year's anniversary, and we see a lot of reduction in the attrition rate among this segment. Also, we have another program that we give the opportunity for those MBK Academy to grow, build up their practical knowledge, and after 3 or 5 years, we enroll them again if they are high potential, enroll them in another program called MBK High Flyers, and we deliver that program with one of the let's say reputable the universities and well-known academic universities. Moreover, we give a specific training for those who are going to become managers or recently promoted to be manager, which is a middle management program, and we deliver it through one of the also high standard vendor that we trust so far. And in order to complete the whole cycle, so we take fresh graduates in MBK Academy, then we push them to whether 2 programs, MBK High Flyers program or middle management program, and then we continue that with the executive education. And executive education, it's really pinpoint, and we target people for a real executive roles that we use INSEAD, we use Harvard, we use London London Business School, and so on. That type of learning really create the powerful engine of MBK.
Yeah, I think those are some really great initiatives, Emad, in terms of how you are paying that much attention and you're focusing on every level of the employee that you have in your organization, from somebody who's joining you fresh to somebody who's a middle management, also all the way up to leadership development. I think those are some really, really great initiatives. Can you tell me whether all the programs that you're telling me about, are they more digital in nature? Is it blended? How are you, what kind of tech, what features do you want to see in a digital learning platform that can amplify the impact of learning, according to you?
Yeah, during the pandemic, actually, it was a great opportunity to accelerate our efforts to be more digitalized. And let's say during the pandemic, we did not stop the training and learning and intervention at all. Actually, it was a great moment that our people during the, let's say, partial lockdown and total lockdown, we were blessed to have the training intervention. So we have, to answer your question, yes, we have the programs that it is only self-paced e-learning, and we have the virtual learning, which is the instructor may be far away from our locations and engage the participant through virtual channels, and we have the blended modules, which is e-learning and virtual. And we still deliver the in-class interventions and training program. Yet currently we are trying to push ourselves more into having digital studios. Yes. And that digital studios, we've already take the blessing of the executive management. And currently we are in the phase of having such, let's say, facility and capability to be soon launched to our employees. And I'm sure that since we are transferring from digital perspective as bank toward our client, we would like to be also digital savvy for our customers, internal customers, which is our employees. Right. And unless we walk the talk, then I'm sure that we need to cope our employees with the digital concept, which we deliver a huge program for MBK, which is digital transformation. And it was, let's say, targeting 3 layers, which is the mass of the employees and the supervisory level, and then the leaders and the business heads. So we've managed to do so. And we are going on that path because I think the future is there. It's more cost effective, time effective, and more efficient.
Absolutely. Thanks for sharing that, Emad. My final question to you would be, any skills that you see are most in demand according to your industry, your organization, and you're focusing in creating learning journeys around those skills for your workforce?
Dear Yasmin, it's in addition to our, or let's say what we know as MBK value, I think one of the cornerstones of skills that we are really keen to have now, you have to be digital literate.
Yes.
First of all, and you have to have the concept of innovation, because those concepts are, or let's say skills, goes hand in hand to each other. What was useful in the past definitely might not efficient today, and definitely would not work in the future. Yeah. So those 2 skills, being able to understand the challenges and then bring innovative solution, utilizing the digital concept, that would really what we are going to seek in each candidate, and definitely we will make sure that those candidates are well acquired with those 2 skills.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much, Emad. On that note, that was all those were the questions that I had for you for the interview. What I hear from you is that employees are a very integral part of any organization. And to win this war for talent, organizations have to focus a lot more on their people, the kind of workforce strategy that they have, what kind of experience are they creating for them from their hiring to retiring stage, what kind of learning opportunities are they bringing in forward for them to build their career paths. I think if organizations can take care of these things, the war for talent will not remain, relevant for them, and they'll always be at the forefront of it. So thank you so much for sharing such great learnings.